We got a question from Hugh. On your recent podcast, you showed a book called Bodybuilding for Self-Defense. Could you talk more about it and recommend a few exercises from it? Okay, this is Miles Callum's book, Bodybuilding for Self-Defense. This is probably the second or third or maybe fourth edition I've bought of this book. And I've said many times, this is the book that was at the Orange Library. For some reason, South San Francisco, we have a lot of things called orange there. I've never seen an orange tree in South City, but we have Orange Park, but it's really a very simple book. There's nothing fancy about it at all. But this is the book so there's chapters on basic equipment, spring grips, these things, those stretchy bands and all that other stuff. And then he has a whole chapter on tumbling and falling, which, interesting in my case anyway, I've come back to the tumbling and the break falling and the rolling over and over and over again in my career. To train American football, rugby, special forces, tumbling is a great way to get the strangest conditioning you'll ever have in your life. After that, he has a training program that, there's nothing new to it at all. It's the bench press, the regular press, which is the military press, squats, rows, curls, and deadlifts. Basically, the powerlifting 3 plus curls, rows, and military press. That's the same cutting edge program. Add sit-ups to it that Arnold and Franco Columbu both recommended. They also have a lot of other exercises. They have this was a very popular, we used to call it the seesaw press. It's also called the alternating dumbbell press. The Weider magazine, All-American Athlete, recommended that exercise as being one of the best things you can do for overall strength for any athlete. They have some exercises like side bends and things like that, that some people started to say about after that time it was really dangerous on your spine. Interesting is that they've kind of come back. Side bends seem to, be very popular, very unpopular, very popular, very unpopular. I think there's safer ways to do side bends. One year I spent a year, you hold a weight in your hand over like this, weight with both hands, and they're called Saxon side bends. I did them because we thought it would actually help the discus throw. And with reasonable weight, you can pull it off pretty easily. You do get weirdly sore. And then after that is a whole section on breaking hand locks, breaking, someone grabs you, what to do with yourself, the basics of self-defense, the basics of judo, and then how to handle things like a knife attack and if someone points a gun at you. And I still think the book is fabulous. I always did. Are there better books since Miles Callum book from, let's see, what year is this printed? 62, I think this copy is from. It's 1962. The most interesting thing about the book is I was 5 when it came out, and I still say it's probably as good as anything I've written or anybody else. But, the human body hasn't changed that much. And sometimes people will post here or other places. All you need to do is, someone will ask a question, and then I'll get this, you just need to squat, bench, deadlift, row, military, and curl. Right. What Miles Callum said, what Bosco, the Bosco training system, Arnold, Franco, everybody said the same thing. Reg Park, it's always been true. The basics in the weight room are always the best. Obviously, there's going to be a population that needs to use other equipment. There's going to be other populations that need to do other things, but the basics are always the basics. So thanks. It was fun. I picked up that book, 7 Days of Sunday, and those are the books that really changed my life. So thank you. Good memory. Oh, and The Sword and the Stone. That was one day in the 8th grade. I picked up Bodybuilding Self-Defense. 7 Days of Sunday, where on Wednesday I met Kenny Avery, who threw the discus, which is why I threw discus. And I read that book there, The Sword and the Stone, for the first time. And it's interesting because here we are, I don't know, almost 60 years later, and they're still foundational books for me. So thanks for letting me go down memory lane there. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, Hugh.